I'd rather be green than be blue.
Welcome to another episode of the Quiver Podcast, and today is a special preview episode of the rivalry game coming up on Sunday as we play the other school from Katipunan. I'm Kiko, joined today by Vic and Gio. How are you doing, guys? Are you bracing yourself? May bagyong parating, and
Meron.
at may bagyo,
Meron.
at may low pressure area na mukhang magiging bagyo rin. So there are two things coming our way. Okay, with the
Tama.
weekend. Uh, are you guys ready for the weekend's game?
Aba, dapat naman.
Saan yung team rin?
Dapat naman. Oo. Diba?
Y-
Dapat
yun,
naman.
yun yung sasabihin ko, Kiko, hindi naman tayo kailangan mag-ready yung team.
Oo nga. Kasi that first round, ready tayo for quarter na yun. Doon lang pakita eh. So hopefully we're a bit more alert in this game. This game comes Sunday. But guys, before we start, news coming into the game is coming from his disqualifying foul against NU. Voris Marcigan will be serving a one-game suspension during the Ateneo game on Sunday. We discussed the merits of the foul, if it was the right call during the last episode. But Vic, now that we know about suspension, do you agree with the punishment handed by the commissioner's office?
Oh. Kasi ano naman talaga eh. Hindi ko naman ma-deny talagang meron namang foul talaga, 'di ba? I mean,
Yes.
sinabi naman natin 'yan eh. Yun nga, I think per FIBA rules naman, I think close fist fouls are automatic ejections. Thus, hindi nakakagulat na merong kaakibat na suspensions. So, I think one game suspension is fair given dun sa what Boris did.
Yeah, how about you, Gio? Any concerns on the... We've seen these handled out before in prior years, but this time I think it feels fair given how it feels like an appropriate sanction for what Boris did. Can be used as a disqualifying foul.
Yeah, no, I thought it was fair. I thought that like as much as we could have used Voris the upcoming game, he's one of our great defensive players. He's big, he's strong, he can match up with a guard and with any of the forwards of Ateneo. But like he cannot play basketball and do a closed fist. So yeah, I mean, even if the closed fist did not yield in an immediate falling down by the player, he still can't do that during the game.
Yeah, it fell into the trap from Omar and John there. So let's talk about what will be missing and this can lead into the preview. Vic, how big of a miss is Voris against Ateneo? So I felt we missed him against NU. He was playing well in that game, and unfortunately, he lost his school there. How much will we miss him against Ateneo?
Syempre, we look up to Boris as one of our key contributors from the wing spot na binanggit na rin ni Gio. Two-way player din siya eh. He can play defense and at the same time, he's one of our slashers in the team. So, tawag dito, missing him on Sunday, ako medyo siya. It will be huge given our roster health tapos roster size natin, 'di ba? We don't have Kian and Mason, and then right now we won't have Boris on Sunday. So, as nung NU game natin, we missed Guliena, we also missed Doy. So I hope EJ and Doy will be ready to step up kasi walang choice.
Oo nga. And G, especially now, perimeter-oriented teams at Ateneo, di ba? So we're hoping we need all their wings, all the bodies we can, use in that game. Now Voris a big miss. Hopefully, like Vic said, Doy steps up. Hopefully, Goyan has a good bounce back game. But how do you see that matchup playing out against Ateneo?
Yeah, I think against Ateneo, the most important players in my mind would be Earl and Makalalag. I think that they absolutely need to step up, not just defensively but also offensively. But I think if I had to choose between, do I want them to score or do I want them to play great defense, I would say, sige, Earl, ikaw na lang mag-score. Si JC, ikaw na lang mag-defend very well because JC is extremely wide, very quick, and we've been putting him on some of the best players of the opposing team. So Voris could have been extremely useful in that scenario, but no doubt that the interesting thing about the Archers is whenever we are down and we're down again, somebody will always step up, and that's what I'm excited for. I think.
Yeah. Nung last game, Vic, what gave us trouble there was NU, and we would double on their bigs, di ba? That's when they would find open shooter. I think has some perimeter, they're perimeter oriented, but they don't have that inside presence that might lead us to the door. Do you see similar patterns from the NUG that they can apply the same principles, to beat LaSalle?
I think the first round, obvious, what beat us was their bigs attacking our bigs.
Hmm.
We fell into a mismatch with Dom Escobar early in the game, and that was the story of the first
Yep.
round.
Ina-isolate si Mike, si Mason on top of the key, di ba? They would
Um,
drive through them. Oo.
yeah, inatake lang tayo ng inatake ni Dom. So, uh, Ateneo loves to do dribble drive penetrations and then find open guys from the outside. Yun yung strength nila. So, once we get beat, parang yun yung problema dun eh. It's either talagang pick your poison ka na lang. It's either you prevent the drop pass or you prevent the kick outs or open perimeter jumpers. So I think the pinaka-imperative talaga sa atin is hindi tayo dapat ma-beat off the dribble, whether it be the guards or the bigs. So siguro naman we learned our lesson already no first round na wag 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 natin papuntahin si Escobar sa kanan kasi doon lang siya pumunta no first round, and we weren't able to try and force him go left or force him to do pull up jumpers at the very, kasi Dom can go all the way, create his own shot pag umatake siya, or take an open jumper from the tree, no, from the perimeter, pero hindi ko siya nakita pa na mag in between game na mag off the dribble offense. So if that comes to a point na maging ganyan ulit, so in-expect ko yun yung ipapagawa natin sa kanya, or worse, we can play zone para walang beat, kasi Ateneo loves to get their confidence shooting from the outside by driving in the middle of the
Hmm.
court. I think na mention ko to first round preview natin, if there are ball screens, prevent them from attacking in the middle of the court, kasi the more they see the court, the more na ang sobrang galing nila mag-swing ng bola eh, and find the open man. So, wag natin silang pa-drive-in sa gitna. Let's force them to drive again, baseline, and para may time yung defense natin to recover, or worse yun nga, mag-zone para walang beat, walang naiiwan na tao from our side.
Oh, Gio, it's only that. Just one of the reasons we had a better second round is we've really been relying on our zone defense, which has been pretty good. And we struggled to adjust there because we were doubling, right? But the zone has paid dividends for us in this second round. Do you think it's a strategy that we can still use towards his affinity, knowing how they love to swing the ball and get that ball moving?
There were only two teams in the second round that I was worried about playing the zone against. It's NU and it's Ateneo.
Mm.
Mostly because we've in the past few years, whenever we've played zone against a Tab Baldwin led team, they would really find a way to punish us, and we would end up having to revert back to a man-to-man defense against them. Um, I think it could potentially, I'm saying potentially, be a blessing in disguise that Mason and Kian are out right now. And because that day, in the first round, they would switch Mason with Escobar, and Escobar would go to town with the guy. So I think we might have to find a way to play a very tight zone defense, maybe not a 2-3, maybe a 1-3-1 to against them, just to force it up a bit. Maybe change defensive patterns quite often and don't allow that much switching, so that we force them to take outside jumpers instead.
Oh, I remember in that first round, Gio, they were too comfortable in those first 3 quarters. You're letting Ateneo run their offense at will. But then we adjusted, it was too late. But then we just set up, our defensive teams, that it was a 30-point lead. It was too late to come back in the fourth quarter at that point. Vic,
Yeah, since we're talking about defense, siguro isang glaring sa atin ng first round was wala tayong diin talaga dumepensa. Parang we didn't pressure atin eh. Walang in-your-face defense nung first round. And I think ever since, I think naka-adjust na tayo. I think we're the best team right now forcing opponents turnovers. Kung di ako nagkakamali, kung tama yung tingin ko sa team stats. As of after averages yan after today's games, I think we're the best team forcing turnovers at 16 turnovers a game. So I hope we bring that on Sunday. I hope yung defensive intensity, kasi again, we can score, but if we don't play tough defense, it will be hard for us to win any game this season. Paulit-ulit ako dyan. So with that stat, I hope we can maximize it on Sunday na maka-force tayo ng turnovers. Kasi nabanggit ko rin yan.
Yeah.
Kasi si Ateneo ang pinaka-konting mag-turnover sa league. So it's a battle of contrasting styles. Tayo yung pinakamalakas mag-force ng turnovers. Ateneo yung pinaka-konti mag-turnover. So,
is there a pattern, Vic, to win the game without winning the turnover battle? Is it still a winnable game, or that's really a must-win stat or category for Lasal come Sunday?
Sa akin, it's really important kasi it really disrupts. When you force turnovers, ibig sabihin na nadi-disrupt mo yung sets ng kalaban. And it means you're playing good defense kasi they can't execute because you're forcing turnovers. So yun yung sa akin. It's always an important thing kasi it gives you easy baskets on the other end. When you get live ball turnovers, you always most of the time, if you win the live ball turnovers stat sa game and you can convert them to turnover points and fast break points, normally there's no way na matalo ka dapat in a game.
Yeah, I'm remembering, Vic. I remember those Tab, Aldin Ayo coaching battles with Lasal Ateneo. Diba? Tab, there's 2 contrasts of styles. The Tab was really the systemic, right? The system, international style of basketball, while Aldo on their hand, or Lasal, wanted everything chaotic. In the barangay. Kung naman nag-iinom naman sa gilid
Intercolor. Inter chinelas. Track meet inter chinelas.
Track meet, kasi nagdadaan na track sa gitna nung liga. Ay, nagdadaan dito. Tabi muna. Nagdadaan. But that's also fantastic says that, if Lasal, the best way to beat that is to create as much chaos as possible to get the team out of the rhythm. So I think you can take some lessons from that. You can take some lessons from that. So going back to your point, if you can force those turnovers, that might be the key to, avoiding what happened in the first round from happening again.
Pati palagi natin pinagtatawanan yung free throws, but we really have to maximize it kasi I think we're the best or second best team in free throw attempts. So, kahit pinagtatawanan natin yan na ang dami nating mintes, I think for me, it's still a good start kasi ibig sabihin, nakaka-atake ka, na-foul ka, diba? So, I mean, we're shooting bricks, pero it's still, I mean, we can't, para sa akin, we can't stop being aggressive just because we can't shoot. Hindi ka pwedeng tumigil maging aggressive maglaro kasi hindi ka nakaka-shoot. I mean,
just
we have to keep it going.
Hope you make the first and Mike rebounds the second. Yun na lang yung inaasahan ko eh. 1-2, gano'n lang, 1-2 na lang. Asahan na si Mike ni Mike yung bola.
At least may chance ka, di ba?
Gio Vic, I was saying, watching the last game against NU, I see NU's in the penalty early most of those quarters against us last Sunday.
Oh.
Ako lang parang, shucks. Ayokong penalty yan. Gusto ko, ayoko. Imbang na lang kami. Ayoko. Kung first ko isipin ko, ayoko ata 4 fouls na. Let go dapat yan. Now, Gio, looking towards the offensive end. Sometimes we hit a wall that we're too reliant on Jacob because, we know Mike is a different player. He's not here to create his own shot. Do you see as a potential issue where we might have to rely on Jacob too much and we'll hit a wall once again like we did against NU?
Yes, I'm worried about that. But I'm worried about that conceptually, but I'm not as worried about that executionally against Ateneo. Because the guards of NU have always posed a defensive problem for us for such a long time already. Steve Nash Enriquez is a great defender. They have very wide guys, si Cholo Manansala, and anyone who switches onto Jacob can defend him very, very well. And that's why I worry about it. Only strictly speaking, from a point of view of NU. I am worried about it with Ateneo, but I think Jacob can handle the defense. I think Jacob can handle the defense Ateneo much better than what NU gave us.
Yeah. Vic, your thoughts on the offense?
Yan. Kasi nasa offense na tayo, sakto eh. Kasi meron akong second screen dito eh. Yan. Offense. I think we're tied ni Ateneo sa assists. It means tayong dalawa yung teams na medyo comfortable mag-ikot ng bola. So, anong ibig sabihin yan? So, I mean, for us defensively, hindi dapat patient tayo on defense. Hindi tayo hindi pwedeng mawalan ng pasensya at mag-breakdown ka in the last seconds sa shot clock. Kasi Ateneo will keep that ball swinging. So, we really have to be patient and focused on our defense for the rest of the shot clock. Hindi tayo pwede maging impatient on that one. On the other hand, we have to keep it. We have to keep that ball moving. Kasi nabanggit na natin si Jacob kanina. I think yun yung isang dyan na we should keep the ball moving. Hindi tayo pwede maging predictable, especially on Jacob's ball screens with Pubs and Mike. So parang yan, it's either sometimes predictable na Jacob will take the mid-range jumper or Jacob will penetrate or Jacob will pass it to the roller. So I think there should dapat there should be some variations also na yung bola natin is na naiikot natin. Given that we're the number 1 in the league in assists at 17 assists per game. Tsaka yun, points in the paint. I think we're number 1 or number 2 points in the paint per game. So yun. So what says about that is yun. Let's keep attacking the paint. Get second. I think number 2 din tayo second chance points per game. So that's one thing that we can. Maximize also. Not just bigs, hindi lang si Mike and si Pabs. I think our wings are also capable of getting those rebounds and getting those putbacks. Especially si EJ. I think yan ang forte ni EJ and ni JC. They know how to get those rebounds and get those sneaky putbacks.
Up.
Inside the paint. Again, especially yung matchups nila sa guards. I think they should be able to maximize it come weekend.
And talking about our wings, Vic Earl has been playing well for us. Been very aggressive, which we need. We need that kind of scoring support without Kian, without Mason. Earl has somewhat filled the role. I really hope we're going to rely on sila Doy, Goliena, JC to hit.
As in lahat.
And we need them to hit from the outside as well. That will help open up the interior for us so they cannot collapse on us. Yeah.
Yeah, sakto, binanggit mo na yan. Ateneo is number 2 sa perimeter defense. So that's one thing na since that's their forte na about limiting allowing their opponents to shoot poorly from the perimeter. So I think anong ibig sabihin yan for us is that if we can attack yung mga matchup sa wings, if we can attack inside the paint, or kailangan lang talaga maging matyaga na maikot natin yung bola to get the best shots from the outside. Especially nung NU game, we had a lot of contested, even mid-range shots because of that NU defense. Ang daming contested shots din. So, ayun, let's see. I hope we can be patient enough to... I felt like on that NU game na pwede natin mabit-bit on our games moving forward, yung in-between floaters inside the paint. Hindi yung talagang layup na pero kung kaya mo naman i-layup ng dire-diretso, I mean, it's still the best option. Pero I think merong isang tirang ganyan si JC nung fourth quarter sa NU And I think that's one of the best shots that you can take para at least iwas palpal ka na rin when you go inside. Although iba ang situation ng bigs ni NU sa bigs ni Ateneo. So that's one thing also that we can consider coming on the weekend.
Of course, Ateneo, the Tabs teams are very good defensively. Even past Ateneo teams, defensively saying na pag napipituan sila ng foul, defensive sila na, uy, di ako nag-foul. They're very good at that. They're very good at that.
Tsaka magreklamo.
Ayan, offensive rin yun. Best offensive and defensive rin. Ano yan?
Merong defensive foul, may offensive foul din.
Yan.
May nagreklamo.
Tama. G, I want to talk about one of the talking points here for Ateneo coming in is one of the reasons they've been slumping the second round is Divine, their FSA has been injured. On our end, he's not been injured by as well be having as much impact as some people would like him to. They're saying he should be used more and played more, at least to expel minutes from Mike. How do you see these two FSAs playing a factor come the game? Or will they be non-factors? On the south side will be more the same where we can only use them in certain spots.
Okay. No, I think it depends how healthy. On Ateneo's side, it depends how healthy he is. I think they don't have a very solid, strong presence inside. And him being more 100% on the La Salle game is a bigger plus for them. On the other hand, on our end, however, Bright hasn't gotten as much minutes this year, even though we don't have that much FSAs. But there are of course occasions when he has shown some glimpses of like doing very well. And even 2 years ago when he was our FSA, he was effective for us. So if we can get those two versions back, I think Bright wins it from an FSA battle standpoint. If we get those two versions back. Now, if we get it at the current state, I don't think both will play as much. Meaning, if Adili will come in, maybe Bright comes in, but if we're playing, if Ateneo's goal is to speed up the game without Adili, because they know La Salle will slow down the game, I doubt that both teams will even have a chance to play their FSAs.
And I guess based on the game rin, jumping to another injury, si Jared Bay has been on a minutes cap, I think. The second round injury, diba?
Correct.
So I think that affects rin how Ateneo will push, how they want to set their pace in the game. He's been a crucial for them in certain big moments. So let's see how much he'll be a factor come Sunday. Knowing Ateneo, Jared Bay, they would want him to push. This will be a game that they'd want him to play to really make an impact. So I won't be surprised if that happens. That's about both teams and their fortunes since that first round encounter. La Salle, and we've talked about it, so that it's have reverse mirror images, if you can call it that. We've went on a winning streak, lost the last game to NU. they went on a losing streak, and of course, nice of UE to continue their losing streak for their favor, diba? So nice on them for them to do that. How you know about the mentality of those two teams coming into this game? Are you worried? I think it's a confidence boost coming from a win. Are you guys and Tara after losing after that winning streak? But talk about those two mindsets coming into the game.
Sa akin, actually, for our side, sa Lasal, I think kahit galing tayo sa talo, the mere fact na natambakan ka ng 30 nung first round, that should be more than enough. Pati yung pangalan pa lang ng kalaban mo, malaman mo pa lang na Ateneo yung kalaban. Wala nang enough na motivation dapat. I mean, name of the school and the mere fact na natambakan ka ng 30 na I'm not sure if I was able to say this no post match episode natin. I've never seen a Lasal team na naaalala ko kasi even on the years na hindi tayo ganun kalakas, parang never tayo natambakan ng 30.
Hindi.
So I think yun pa lang na matambakan ka ng 30, motivation na yan dapat sa'yo na makabawi ka.
And I think in a game we're supposed to be favored. Diba? And where everything is coming from. And matambakan tayo ng 30. Yeah, sorry to interrupt. But go on, yeah.
I wanna add to that. My hope for this game is matambakan tayo ng 30.
Kasi baliktad mo na. I see what you did there. Yun
lang. Sana ang daming hugot, ang daming pwedeng paghugutan kasi from where we are right now, we're at third in the standings. So standings pa lang.
Yes.
We need to keep up with UP on that second spot. Ang dami. It's an important game na tambakan ka ng 30 na you really want to get back kasi it really left a bad taste to everyone when we lost no first round. So and the mere fact that you're facing Ateneo, your rival, it's really more than enough. Beyond the X's and O's, yung talaga how bad you want to win the game na I'm just hoping na we won't come out as flat nung first round na walang diin, walang depensa, walang hunger for us not until that fourth quarter comeback na sobrang lalim na lamang. I hope we show that intensity from the tip off and for the rest of the 40 minutes.
So I think I don't know if you feel the same. Ako, feeling ko medyo napahiya tayo nung first game na yun, that first round encounter. To be beat up like that, it seemed like a non-contest for those first 3 quarters. Like, we could have gone home in the third quarter, diba? Somehow we made it look respectable, that comeback. But I really hope in this game, it seemed Ateneo had one step ahead of us, or a few steps ahead of us mentally. They were more ready to play. They were more in sync. They were more prepared. And they jumped the gun on us, and they never looked back to that fourth quarter. Yep. So I want.
Yeah, I want to add it. And one of the things that really disappointed me in that games, particularly, and also in a little bit of our games this season, is that we allowed all of them to drive to the right.
Yes.
Precisely. Like obviously that was their bread and butter. They did it like 10 times that game, and it was so embarrassing. At least as a fan,
it seems
right?
It seemed like we didn't learn early. Parang ganon eh.
And, at least in that game, yeah.
Ateneans are notorious for their bad driving and parking skills, and for them to do that, diba, is unacceptable.
But the good thing is Escobar is now in Ateneo much longer. For his driving skills has been imbibed by their culture. So and at least sa atin, we're forcing teams to drive left. At least they're non-dominant hand.
I wonder how he's able to exit Ateneo. Diba palabas Ateneo ito kasi purang pa-left yun, diba? So di ko pa siya nakalabas ng school if you think about it. Diba? Palagi lang papasok. But yeah, going back, I really hope the team is hungry. That intensity we showed during that fourth quarter, guys. The intensity we showed. Hopefully that can, give us a week that we're more prepared for this game. So it's a rivalry game with, like Vic said, big Final Four implications. We want to keep up with the battle for stay within touching distance of UP, maybe even NU, or else we lose this game. We're tied against Ateneo. We fall in the pack of the 3, 4, 5, 6, and we might even miss the Final Four, putting us at risk. This gives us cushion. This gives us striking distance UP for number 2. Gia, do you think what to say about the implications of this game? It's a rivalry game coming from this first round Ateneo. Now we have big playoff implications. Talk about the mentality of the team should become this game, or does it make you nervous? Yeah.
No, I think after the losses in the first round, especially the one against NU, the team has really put themselves, unfortunately, into a every game is a must-win scenario. And that was probably unintentional at that point in the season. Maybe they would have wanted that a little bit more in the second round. But here's the problem with UP winning against UST earlier today. And if we assume UP is going to win all their games, except against us, then we are tied for a virtual best of 3. And the margin is now so small, right? If you think about it. Like, we cannot lose any more games in this round, else we're not going to get the twice to beat. We're likely not to get twice to beat advantage. So we have to hope UP drops a game or two, but I don't think I think UP's next. UP has already lost to NU this round, so knowing that, there has to be extra motivation with this team. That okay, we can't lose anymore. We lost our only game, which is against NU, but we can't lose anymore, or else it will be a tougher road for us to get back into the finals.
Yeah.
I think if we end up hypothetically speaking, if we end up third and UP is second, the only way that happens is if we lose a game to UP, whether that's in the last game of the season or in the first of the virtual best of 3. It'll be a very emotional and tiring game, and I think the boys want to be able to set themselves up right for a potential, for a potential good end of season.
Yeah, we want it to be in our hands, and that's what a victory instantly gives us. Vic.
Hindi, yun lang. Kasi binanggit na ni Gio yung scenario. Although ako, ayoko muna mag-isip kasi I want to take it one game at a time. The only time na where the lower seed nakapasok tayo ng finals was 1997. We beat UST. Si UST yung number 2 seed, tapos tayo number 3, and we beat UST twice. So that's tawag to, UST was the defending champion back that season, and we had to beat them twice to enter the final. So yun.
Yeah. Interesting, Vic, no? Looking back, LaSalle teams na be all or nothing, either the 1-2 spots or we don't make the final 4. Bihira tayo yung 3-4, di ba? I remember 2003 maybe.
Yes.
Isang year ni... So, the rookie year of Jeron or something. So, isang year, tapos FU's Araneta or lower seed. Rookie year din Jeron yan. Yun. It's really interesting. We're all or nothing. So, we miss it or we're going the top 2 teams usually. Interesting.
Yes. Or we always play yung virtual best of 3. Ano yun?
Virtual best of 3. We do well in those.
Natin yan, favorite natin yung virtual best of 3.
Oo.
Parang ginagawa nating yan. Uy, kailangan mag-virtual best of 3 ako para mag-champion ako.
Yan. It might play out again this year. Who knows, right? So, Vic, what are your predictions for this game sa Ateneo?
Win, syempre. Hindi naman pwedeng sabihin kong panalo Ateneo, di ba?
Huwag sana.
It's a win for us.
Ako na magsasabi.
For us, it's a win pero close. I'll say single digit win na lang muna. Yun lang yung sabihin.
Single digits na sa puso or medyo may comfort?
kahit ano, basta panalo. Yun yung kailangan ko lang. I'm not, kasi baka sabihin ni Lord, you're asking too much. Basta, we just need the win. Yun lang. Regardless kung ilang points, we just need the win.
Yeah. How about you, Gio? Let's get your official prediction for RC.
Yeah, Ateneo by
100. 30.
Ateneo by 30.
And after the game, the winning team will say that's how you beat that's how you keep a 30-point lead. So
Ayan.
Ateneo by 30.
And there's no reason the game being postponed by the storm, or it's a possibility, right, guys? Or
Oo nga. Yes, actually, hindi. Parang, hindi.
Medyo unlikely.
Parang kanina sa, I think weather report kanina, parang Monday morning siya lalapag. Although,
Okay.
I expect a rainy weather on Sunday already, but I think parang ang landfall niya is.
so either baha sa Katipunan or baha sa Taft. Yun ang sabihin yan. In the old guys show.
No,
Pero,
it'll be a windy day.
We have to check the weather report for tomorrow. They beat you earlier, so baka nag-shift yung winds nun. Diba? Baka,
Pwede.
Yeah. It's also another it's another all-white game. We have our thoughts on that. We'll set it for another time.
Naka-white ako kasi green yata jersey natin eh. So
You're the reverse color.
I always do the reverse color ng kung ano yung jersey ng team. So yun. Sakto.
Si Gio Rex nakakapayat daw yung white compared to with a green jacket. Tama yan.
Yeah. No, people have. Sorry, Marte lang ako. People have been taking pictures of me and sending it to me. And the
And
first
then,
thing is,
photographer ka and people are taking pictures of you.
I
No?
know.
Nakatapos sa trend eh.
Grabe lang.
I see you in by the court, and I'm like, and when I see the picture, I'm like, taba ako dito. And parang if you layer, you look thinner. So
Yun, tama.
that's the goal.
Add layer. Add layer to the base clothing. Parang ganun.
Yeah.
As they say, how the turns tabled, as they say. Yung kasabihan.
I have a question for you guys. I think before we end this,
yeah.
is that
Okay.
who's the player you guys want to show up the most this game?
Can we get Ritualo to play? No. Can we get...
No.
Kala ko.
Ako, I'm not joking. Like,
Sige, G, una ka.
maybe it's a little bit for fun, but I kind of want Gian Gomez to torch them. No, because he's a great shooter. He's a really good shooter, okay? Like, if you watch him in the warm-up, he's a really good shooter. And I think he needs to have that opportunity. And I think, but more than that, because in the second half of the first round Ateneo Lasal game, some guy from the Ateneo side shouted, balik, but my high school player naglalaro dito. Like, I want someone to like, I want him. I like the guy. I like his guts. I like his animal spirit, and I would love for him to have a breakout game against Ateneo. Kayo. I mean, I could obviously say Guliana and Duo, but let's try to go a little bit for me to say Gomez.
I'd go with Pablo. I think every time he has a good game for us, it opens up things for Mike. It also opens up things for the wings, like against UP. If he plays well, I think that'll open up favorable matchups for us with Ateneo's lack of size, diba? So hopefully Pablo for me. How about you, Vic?
Baka si Jillian Quines kasi meron na siyang playing time ngayon dahil he needs to we need to give Jacob some rest. So ayun, quality minutes for Jillian on his 'di ba? Break out what a way to na makapaglaro ka ng maganda on a rivalry game, 'di ba? So let's see. Baka si Jillian, but yun nga, another thing for me is sana lahat ng wings mag-click. Yun, kasi it's really tough if you have in as much as we want Mike to score that much, parang it's still better if kumbaga better chances of winning if Mike will have, for example, 10 points, 20 rebounds, mga ganong stat as compared to him scoring more. So I hope yun pa rin. Apart from Jillian, sana lahat ng wings natin mag-click ng sabay-sabay or kahit tatlo sa kanila on Sunday.
Or who knows? Do you remember that GIF or that video of si Kevin Nash from WWE, WWF? Yung naka-wheelchair siya, naka-cast. Pagtanda niya ng kumot. Nakakumot, tapos naglakad siya. It's Mason Amos taking off his cast, naglaro pala siya. Who knows, diba? It's Mason Amos, WWE style. Diba? That's a step up.
Malay natin. But typically anybody naman. I mean, all help is very much welcome kasi we really need to get those wins and dito sa remaining 4 games natin sa elims. It doesn't get any easy. Lahat ng teams de calibre. Lahat ng naiiwan na kalaban natin, they're all high caliber quality teams that we need
with the Final Four implications happening, this game is a big deal. And guys, if nothing else mattered, we're playing Ateneo.
Yes.
More than enough reason.
I don't care if it's a Bright Nwangko or Denzel Dagdag breakout game. Anybody that can.
I don't care how we do it. I don't care how we do it.
For as long as we win, ayos siya.
If we shoot our free throws underhand just to win, I don't care. As long as we do it.
Alaric Barry, okay din sa akin.
Pero, ba't tayo nila boarding, no? Like, I don't know, man. Like,
parang hirap din kasi. Parang hirap din kasi may chance na ako iniisip ko yung sarili ko eh. Parang may chance na board lang itatamaan.
or di mo alam, Gio, they could actually be aiming for the board and missing. They could be doing that now. Dito na alam. I would be surprised.
I mean, alam niyo, pag nagbe-21, kung nagbe-21 ako, and lamang na yung kalaban ko, ibo-boarding ko eh. Kasi tingin ko, it will bounce right in front of me. I can get it, I can lay it up, and I can ano. And if my shot isn't going in, I have a better chance of getting a shot in off the board, diba? I don't know.
O kaya magpa-double lane violation ka na lang para jump ball.
Oh.
Para in case, bola lang natin ulit o bola lang
pagka second free throw, hilahin mo rin sila, di ba pasok? Di ba? Doon sa ating area. Sama sa akin.
Halika rito. Kasi anyhow, di ba? Di ba pagka na-shoot naman, counted yun eh. Pag hindi na-shoot, jump ball. O, di ba?
Or I don't know, maybe if you really can do it, intentionally miss it and make sure that the taller guy is on the left or right side.
Oo nga. I don't think we have to intentionally miss it though. I think we can
I mean, pwede pa pag mo sa isang side, alam mo yun? Or patamain mo, I don't know. I think a lot of people have tried to solve this Lasal problem.
Yeah, if they aim it to the right, it might actually go in the way we were doing things. But it's interesting, how I'm sure free throws will be another narrative come Sunday. When also it was a mental thing more than physical when it comes to free throws, more than mechanics. And given it's a pressure game, you have to imagine how mentally prepared we have to be, not just for free throws, but for the entire game.
Lahat, yes. Definitely.
Complete package.
I think we're gonna miss all our free throws.
Yun!
That's it. Miss all our shots. Okay, guys.
I think we're gonna miss all our 3-point shots. I think we're gonna miss all our shots.
Okay, guys. That's it for our preview episode. So catch a Revan. We'll try to have an instant reaction, another quickly after the game, but watch out for the main episode come Monday. So everyone stay safe, stay dry. Best of luck to all of us. It doesn't that games rarely get bigger than this, but as I said, it's Ateneo Lasal. Must have that old school rivalry. So we see that fight, that fire on Sunday. So thanks for listening, guys. Oh, yeah,
Pwede ako mag-shout out.
Sure, go ahead.
Ang dami lumalapit sa akin after the games eh.
Okay.
Ikaw, Vic, may pa-shoutout ka pa?
Parang wala naman.
Sige,
Good, good.
I was only able to write down 3 names, so I'm sorry if I've missed you guys. But si Mark Tan, papa-shoutout sa atin. Si,
Go, Mark.
Yeah, Luntian Magpakailanman, who apparently comments a lot on our YouTube. Yeah, I met him.
I met him too na. Yeah.
Yeah, nice guy.
Thank you, Mr. Mapagkailanman. Thank you for listening.
And si Kisan Briones.
Yeah,
for
na-meet ko na rin yan. Sa
Yeah,
Pub.
and a final shout out to Mr. To another member of the Quiver Boys, si Miguel Achacoso, who's celebrating his birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I'm just so happy that we don't have a game during his birthday. I think we are 0-4 on his birthday. I hope it doesn't carry. I pray to God does not carry over on Sunday.
It will not. It will not.
Yeah, I hope not. Those have been saddest birthday parties I've been to.
Yes.
Anong game yun? Actually, nila sa yun twice.
Oh.
I have been to wakes and funerals having more fun than those birthday parties. Sariling tata niya di nag-attend. Kaya yung sa birthday party niya, so may tatay mo, natulog na malunggot, di ba? So,
Patulog na si Tito Jerry.
so I'm so happy I thank the UAP schedulers and gods that there was no game schedule on his birthday. Long may it continue.
Wala kami laro doon.
Tingnan mo, nanalo USP, nanalo UP, nanalo Ateneo, di ba? May masa lagi
And remember, this day used to be the UAAP finals and Final Four day, ha?
Hindi. Parang hindi
Remember?
naman.
That's why may mga lamay tayo nung panahon na yun eh.
Ay, nako.
Tama.
Oo.
We
Kaya hindi
still
nagpapakita
end
si Tito Jerry nung time na yun. Oo.
So,
Buti na lang.
so we'll celebrate his birthday after. Hopefully, get that over with. So I'm just so happy for that. So, check us out on our Quiver YouTube and Spotify as a recap of the game next on Sunday. Vic, Gio, thank you. That's for everyone for listening. As always say, more than ever, Animal Asal.
Animal Asal.
I'd rather be green than be